Okay, so it looks like we're good. I'll let y'all put your commanders in while I go ahead and untap upkeep draw for turn. Let's go ahead and mountain pass.
Alright, let's see if my gamble is gonna pay off. It's a land, but I'm joking, I'm not gonna play it. For my turn, I will end my turn and put in discard. End of turn.
Okay. I will draw. Play a swamp for turn. Tap it for a heal spell bomb, and I'll pass.
All right, I will draw for turn. I will play my land, which is going to be a wooded foothill. Crack it to go find a forest or mountain and pass.
I will draw for turn. Let's go ahead and do a Shine Shadow Snarl, showing a swamp thing from my hand so it doesn't come in tapped. And then we will tap white and red for Bannon, the Returner's Leader. Cast things from my graveyard once per turn and put them on the battlefield. And I will pass.
Go for 10. I put a land for. Alright, playing a land for 10. I will tap this for 1 and play Reanimate. I will pay to play Holding Bloodlords. That's a 6
In response to you playing
Uh-huh.
Reanimate, I will tap and sack my heal spell bomb and exile your graveyard.
Alright. Let's go, guys. That was fun.
It's just a, an 8-drop dragon turn 2.
Untap. Draw.
It's weird.
I'll play Swamp for turn, tap 2 for a perpetual timepiece, and I'll pass the turn.
What spell bomb did you use, actually? I don't know.
Nihil spell bomb? Did you want to see the card?
No, it's okay.
So I fetch the Katori Triome as my mountain.
Okay.
I'm gonna play a Steam Vents tapped and pass turn.
Cool. I will draw for turn. Let's go ahead and do a. This will do it. Desolate Mire. I'm gonna do red, tap white so I can get white black. I will play Terra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. I will go to combat and I will mill 2 for Terra's ability. It's a land and a Palace Jailer. 1 at Konrad.
What is it about Konrad decks that just absolutely trigger people?
I actually like Syr Konrad. I'm not triggered by it, but I do play out of my graveyard pretty consistently, so I will send 1 to you.
Pulling a land for 10, tapping 2 for a no press Oblivion.
Okay. Untap draw. God damn it. Okay, well, I'll tap my perpetual timepiece and mill myself for 2. And I'll pass.
I'll untap, upkeep and draw. I will play Rockfell Vale, which enters untapped because I control, or this land enters tapped unless you control 2 or more other lands. I have 2 or more other lands, so it's untapped. All right, I'm going to pay for a red, a white, a red, a blue, and a green, and I'm going to play Eshki Teamer's Roar. 2/2 legendary creature. Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a +1/+1 on Eshki. If the spell's power is 4 or greater, draw a card. If that spell's power is 6 or greater, it deals damage equal to the power of to each opponent. And with that, I'll pass.
Oh, okay. I will untap and draw. Please don't do that in here. So we're gonna do a land for turn is going to be a Graven Cairns, or however that's supposed to be pronounced. to organize my land like this. And we're going to just go straight into combat. I will mill 2, Meteor Golem, and a Scared Peaks. Terra will gain flying until the end of turn. We will send Terra at Ureni, and we will have Bannon coming at Blizzi. It's a 1/3 at you, Blizzi, and 3/3 commander at you, Ureni in the air.
Took 1.
And then let's play.
Yes, I took my 3.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I have nothing with flying or reach. I can't block it.
No, you're right. I just wasn't paying attention to your life total. I will deal combat damage to a player, so that is going to let me pay 2. No, that's an impossible amount. We'll do 2. And I will get a creature with toughness or power 3 or less back to the battlefield. I'm going to have Meteor Golem come in and then target non-land permanent and opponent controls. What's the new artifact you have, Conrad?
It's just mill. So I can tap it to mill the top 2 from my own library, and then I can tap 2 and exile it to shuffle any number of target cards from my graveyard into my library.
I think I'm gonna target the Null Priest. Because it has menace. Let's do the Eshki. So just when Meteor Golem comes in, destroy target non-land permanent and opponent controls.
So you're gonna let him shuffle like 15 cards or 40 cards back into his thing?
Well, he has what, 2 lands?
I have
and then
a land, a Bastion of Remembrance, and then a Heal Spellbomb.
I don't mean now. I was just thinking that on the end game, he's gonna have like 50 cards in his graveyard. He's like, oh, by the way, let me shuffle 40 creatures.
Well, this thing can die, right? And then I'm just gonna get it back later. And then there's other things that are gonna accomplish the same.
He'll have plenty of time to recur it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will. What else can I do?
Especially with all the sack that I do.
I'm gonna do 2 to Mountain Cycle in my main Ruin Grinder, and I'm just gonna get a mountain, and I'll pass while I go get the mountain.
Run for turn. Tapping 3 for risky shortcuts. I draw 2, everybody lose 2. End of turn.
Okay. I will untap and draw. Hey, play a Swamp for turn. I'll tap 3 for a Crucible of Worlds. And then I will tap my Perpetual Timepiece and mill myself out for 2. A Reassembling Skeleton and a Marauding Blight Priest hit the graveyard. And I will pass the turn.
1, 2, and 3. I'm going to play Urza's Incubator, naming Dragons.
Let's go.
And I will pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Let's do a. Ooh, I need basics for that to come out. Let's go ahead and just do a mountain 3 like this for the Warring Triad. It's 5/5 flying, trample, haste, and then as long as there's fewer than 8 cards in my graveyard, the Warring Triad is not a creature. So I have 4 right now. Ooh, mill a card. Target player adds 1 mana of any color. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to tap, mill a card, and add red to myself, and I will tap this 2 for white and black, so I'll use the 1 black and red for Lock Treasure Hunter. Can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. It's a 2/3, and then when he attacks, each player mills a card. If a land card is milled this way, I get a treasure token for that until the end of turn. I may cast spells from among those cards. We will go into combat and combat trigger for Terra. I'm milling Legate Lanius, Caesar's Ace, and then a Rogue's Passage. So let's go ahead and send 3/3 in the air at you, Blizzi. 3/3 on the ground at you, Ferdinand, and then a 1/3 at you, Ureni. And then after that, I will pass the turn.
Tapping, putting out a land for 10. I want to tap 2 to play Diabolic Intent. I will sacrifice my creature as a casting cost and look for any cards I want in my deck, put in my hand. It's going to be the end of my turn.
Okay, I will untap. I will draw. I will tap for 3. I'll play a Gorging Vulture. When it ETBs, I mill the top 4 cards of my library, and then I gain a life for each creature that is put into my graveyard this way. So, a Gravedigger, a Dustlegion Zealot, a Swamp, and a Bolus Citadel. Great. Play a Swamp for turn, and then I will gain 2 life. And then I will mill myself for 2 more with my Perpetual Timepiece. A Mortuary Mire and a Swamp. And then I'll pass.
All right, so I'm going to pay a blue and 3. And I'm going to cast Kaiga, this Tide Star. 5/5 flying. When this creature dies, gain control of target creature. And I will pass.
Hell yeah. All right. It's ominous. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 still. Tap and draw. We will do a Smoldering Marsh. I got 2 basics, so it'll come in untapped. We'll go into combat and do my triggers. Mill 2, Strago and Realm, and Rise of the Dark Realms. That is a cool card. I didn't know that was in the precon. This becomes a creature. I think it comes in with Summoning Sickness.
He was already on the battlefield, so it doesn't.
Yeah, I just didn't know how it was supposed to interact like that. We are going to declare tax 3 in the air at you, Ferdinand. We'll do a 3/3. Actually, we'll do lock 2/3 at Ureni. Can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. And then we'll just send Meteor Golem 3/3 on the ground at you, Blizzi.
I will say I have a 2/2 flyer.
It's a 3/3, and I'll have the mana to recast it if it dies.
I mean, it's not going to die, but I think you have to make contact to proc, right?
Yeah, for that trigger, and then once Bannon will say, I can cast a creature spell from among cards in my graveyard that were put there this turn anyway.
What's the other one that attacks?
It's fine. I mean, I'm not trying to dissuade you necessarily. I was just letting you know.
Yeah, it's exile something.
When it attacks, oh yes, locks attack trigger. Each player will mill a card. If a land card is milled this way, I create a treasure token. Until end of turn, I may cast a spell from among the cards. So I'm exiling a creature.
Swamp.
It's a creature.
You do create one off of me.
If a land... Oh, no, these are not exile. These are mill. Yeah, I'll get a tap treasure from you. And then would you have, Ureni?
I have Smuggler Surprise, an instant.
Yeah, we'll just continue through attacks. Yep. Yep.
I'll block your commander.
Okay. And then Ureni took the 2, and then Blizzi at 3. And we will cast only these 2. Target opponent exiles cards from the top of the library until they exile instant source for each card. We're gonna do what is it? 1 for 2 and a red, and we're gonna cast Strago and Realm. I can tap him, paying 2 and a red to have a target opponent exile until they exile it from their library a instant, sorcery, or creature card, and I get to cast that without paying its mana cost. If it's a creature, it gains haste at the beginning of the end step sacrifice the creature, and I can only activate that as a sorcery. So I'll keep everything else as is, and then I'll just pass the turn.
Draw for turn. I'll play on my land, I'll play Nyctos. Then I will tap over 5 for a Throne of Eldrin. As he enters, I choose black. I will then hopefully tap this, get 4 black mana, and play Cryptcast. It's a 2/2 that whenever I tap a swamp, it gives me 2 black mana instead of 1.
Untap and draw. I'll play a swamp for turn. Ureni.
Yes.
Do you want to take control of something on Bomb Ripper's board?
I mean, I don't think it's going to change anything. I could take his Triad, but that's about it.
You could take his Triad. You could take his commander.
That is true. I think that's what's allowing him to do all the shenanigans.
Yep.
It absolutely is.
Okay, well, here we go.
Because the Triad won't even be a creature on your board, so you'll just have to mill and add a color.
I'm going to tap for 3, and I'm going to play a Plague Crafter.
No.
I'm going to sacrifice my only creature and take control of your commander.
I will sack my Plague Crafter.
Could sack my commander. I'm actually just going to let it hit my commander, and I'm going to sack Meteor Golem.
Pass the turn.
So I have a Terra, which I have no idea what it does, but we're going to make this
It
my
is a
Terra.
beginning of combat trigger. That's the mill 2, and then it gains flying. And then if you deal combat damage to a player, you can pay 2 and return something power 3 or less to the battlefield.
So draw. It's a land. Alright, so I mill 2, which is going to be a Tarka and a Thundermaw.
Mm-hmm.
So go to combat. Yes, 420, since you said you didn't have anything with reach.
That is correct. I'll take 3 of my own commander damage.
And then I can return something 3 or less.
Yeah, power 3 or less.
The other thing I have power 3 or less is the Eshki. And then I will pay 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm gonna cast Savage Ventmaw. Savage Ventmaw has, whenever it attacks, I add 3 red and 3 green until end of turn. I don't lose it during my steps. When I cast a creature spell, that will trigger my Eshki, which will get a +1/+1 counter. If the spell, or if that spell's power is 4 or greater, it is, I will draw a card. So I'll draw a card, she'll get a counter. And that will be my turn.
Sounds good. Untap. Draw. Let's do a Clifftop Retreats. Let's do 3 for a Commander Sphere. I'll do black 2, and then tap for 2 extra black for Ancestral Avarice. Yeah. I'm going to search my library and then put something on top and target myself to draw 3 cards. And I'm going to pass the turn while I do that.
I'll tap this for 5 to play Gilded Lotus. I can tap it to add 3 mana of any color. Then I will tap this for 4 mana. And this for 3. I'm just gonna keep 2 of them floating to play Mages of the Coffers. It's a 4/4. If I pay 2 and tap him, add 1 black for each swamps I control.
Okay, untap draw. On your end step, actually, I will tap my Perpetual Timepiece and mill myself 2. Untap draw. Okay, we'll play a swamp for turn. Tap for 3. Play a Heraldic Banner, naming black. I'll tap my Perpetual Timepiece again, and I'll mill myself 2 for a Funeral Rites and a Mind Rag Harpy into the graveyard. Then I will pass.
I will untap, upkeep, and draw. Yes, I move to combat. I have to mill 2. I mill a Deceptive Frostkite and a Tarka, Dragon Lord Tarka. Going to swing the Savage Vent Maw in the air at Syr Konrad, and I'm gonna swing the Terra over at VNR. I'm only doing this because I need the mana. So
Fair enough.
when Savage attacks, I will get 3 red and 3 green. And then I'm not going to return anything from the graveyard.
Does anybody have any sort of way to interact with that Magus of the Coffers? Because that's a lot of mana.
Only have 4 Throns right now. Remember, you killed my mana double anyway, so.
Is the Magus of the Coffers a creature?
Yes.
I can deal with it on my turn.
Then yes, I can deal with the Magus of the Coffers. I'm going to pay 1 and 2 with that, and I'm going to play the Reality Shift on the Magus of the Coffers, exiling it. You manifest the top card of your library. And then I'm assuming combat damage and everything's been dealt.
Yep.
I have 6 mana here, 7, 8, 9, so I have 9 mana.
So you could do the pay 2, return something.
Yeah. How many creatures are on the field right now?
I got 4.
So 8?
I have 0.
5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah,
I have
8
1.
total.
Okay, so I'm going to use, out of the 9 mana I have, 8 of it to play Draco Genesis.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to use 1 to play Blasphemous Act, dealing 13 damage to every creature.
Yep, that'll work. I'm going to tap the Warring Triad just to mill and float. Tap. I don't fucking care. Blue. And it'll die.
And then everything will die.
Command zone.
And I am going to use the Draco Genesis to cast my commander. Whenever.
ETBs.
Say again?
Yeah. ETB trigger?
Yep. Whenever it enters or attacks, look at the top 8 cards of my library. I can put a dragon card from among them onto the battlefield, put the rest at the bottom in any order.
I feel like Draco Genesis is overkill in a Ureni deck.
It does do the thing.
Like it's unnecessary, right?
Wow. I literally did not get a single dragon. I got 6 lands, 2 sorceries, and an enchantment.
Nice.
So that's a whiff.
Hell of a whiff.
8 cards, didn't get nothing. Those go to the bottom. I am then going to cast the Thrakus the Butcher, which is a 3/4 trample. When Thrakus the Butcher attacks, double the power of each creature you control until end of turn. And I'm going to cast Utrova Hellkite. Whenever a dragon I control attacks, I put a 6/6 dragon on the battlefield. Token on the battlefield with flying. And I will pass.
Cool. I'm going to have a turn.
Boy.
You
You got that interaction for the Draco Genesis.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to sack the command sphere, and I'm going to draw a card. Yes. I'm going to white. 1, 2, 3 for Ultima. Destroy all artifacts and creatures.
Said destroy all artifacts and what?
All artifacts and creatures, and then end the turn.
You're going to blow up all of my artifacts?
Yep, and that does, in fact, end the turn. Hey, he's open. Go get him. I'll pass.
Go get him. There's nothing on the field.
Yeah.
Go get him.
Exile the more my mana.
Except for the Draco Genesis.
Yeah, the Draco Genesis is
Yeah, go get it now. I have no mana left. Tapping 3. Mana Bento. Tapping 2 for Vito. Everybody takes 1, again 1. And you know what? Ureni takes 1 extra.
So we all take 1?
Yeah, end of
Yeah,
turn.
Ureni takes 2.
It's all your Conrad.
Okay. I'll untap draw.
Oh, this is gone too, because it is in fact an artifact.
I think it was a creature at that time too, so
Yeah, it's fine. Tap for
it's double
5.
destroyed.
Oh, that was the treasure.
We'll play Konrad, finally.
Conrad's back. Or, well, Conrad's here for the first time.
Yep. That's the turn.
Alright. I will untap. I will draw.
Dragon.
I will play my land for turn, which is going to be the breeding pool.
Shock that shit.
I'm going to cast my commander, but because of the thing, it doesn't really change the mana or the commander tax.
Yes.
I pay the 2 for the commander tax to recast my commander. And look at the top 8. I think we're going to go with the Dracoseth, Maw of the Flames, and I will pass.
Nice. Let's do a swamp. Let me just do this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2. We're gonna do 1 black and black for oppression. 2 and a black for shadow, mysterious assassin. And that is gonna be it. Oh, I have to discard a card. Yeah, I'm gonna discard anger.
You'll take 1, and so will everyone else.
Yep. Let's go on into combat. I will send 3/3 Death Touch at you, Ureni. Whenever Shadow deals combat damage to a player, just so you know, I may sacrifice another non-land permanent. If I do, draw 2 cards, and each opponent loses life equal to the mana value of the sacrifice permanent.
I'll block with my Ureni.
Okay. That is going to die.
Both of them die. Everybody takes another 2.
Yep. I will pass the turn.
Wow, guys, look. Cabal coffers. We will examine my land this time. Yeah, I'm not gonna play anything. My turn.
Okay, we'll untap and draw. Yeah, we'll do that. I will play a Witch's Cottage for turn. Comes in untapped because I control more than 3 swamps. And I will return a Migrak Harpy to the top of my graveyard, from my graveyard to the top of my library.
Which would trigger.
Everybody takes 1. And then tap for 4. Play a Grave Pact. And then I will tap for 2.
Are you discarding each time you cast a spell?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not.
Discard.
So I've cast 1 spell, so I'll discard a Crypt Rats, and everybody takes another 1. I'll tap for the 2, and I will return a Reassembling Skeleton from my graveyard to the battlefield. I don't believe that everybody takes another 1. I will tap for 1, and then I'll Spark Harvest the Dragon.
Okay.
And as an additional cost, I will sacrifice my Reassembling Skeleton.
And when you cast the spell, you have to discard.
Okay. We'll discard a Foot Bottom Feast. Actually, no, we'll discard a Mute.
Don't look at me. This is freaking 420's card, not mine.
Yeah, we'll pitch a Foot Bottom Feast. But that will conclude my turn. I can't have you pinging my commander, man.
I do that, I discard that, and I do that. Okay. Probably not the way I want to go with this, but so I'm going to use Dracogenesis' ability, and I am going to cast Hammerhead Tyrant. Doing that, I'm going to discard the Earthquake. I screwed that order up. Damn it. Can I change up the order?
Yeah, man. That's fine.
Okay, so before I do that, it's effectively going to be the same thing. I'm just going to change one thing. So I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Casting the Reflection of Linjara. Discarding what I was going to discard, which is the Earthquake, which would then cause Syr Konrad to trigger. And then I would cast the Hammerhead, which would then be doubled. Then with that, I am going to pass the turn.
I will draw for turn. I'm going to do 2 and 2 red The swamp is tapping the Graven Cairns for 2 red. I'm going to discard a Geothermal Bog as an additional cost. And then I need to discard a second thing for cast. I'm going to discard Umara, Raging Getty, triggering Konrad. Everybody loses 1. And I'm going to be summoning Sabin, Master Monk. Go into combat. It's a double strike for 3 with haste because of anger. I'm going to be sacrificing at the beginning of the end step, and if it dies, I draw a card. I'm going to be sending it down to... actually, I'm going to send it to Konrad.
Okay. I'll take 8.
Okay. That is going to be it. I will go into my end step. It's going to just be sacrificed and die. It doesn't even exile itself. That's crazy. And draw a card.
And everybody takes more and more.
Yep. And then I will pass the turn.
Swamp for turn.
Oof.
This is going to crawl because of the stupid oppression. I will untap.
No, it's because you guys destroy everything I have, basically.
Untap, draw.
I mean, you had, what? You lost a mana ramp and then a ramp work?
I lost 2 mana rooms, the 3 mana rooms, and 1 tutor and 1 mana dog ramp.
Gonna tap for 4. Gonna play a Mind Rack Harpy, discarding a Mutilate, and then I will move to combat. Mind Rack Harpy will trigger, and everyone mills 3.
I'm gonna have 1 creature, Abyssal Harvester, go into the graveyard.
I have 2 lands and 1 creature.
I got 3 lands.
There we go. I think I'm gonna scoop because that's basically all my good stuff is on the graveyard. 1 creature.
So that's what, 5 damage? I'm gonna go to combat and I'm gonna swing in the air 12 damage at you, 2 6/6s.
Okay. I will block it. I will block one of them and take 6. My Mind Rack Harpy will die. So
He has to sacrifice a creature.
my Mind Rack will die, and you will have to sack.
Alright, I will sacrifice the copy.
Okay. Is there any other creatures on board? Doesn't look like it. Everybody takes 2.
I'm gonna tap 3. Sacrifice one of the forests to use Earthquake Dragon's ability to return Earthquake Dragon to my hand. And I'm going to use the ability to cast the Earthquake Dragon, discarding Sylvala's Stampede, which will make a copy of the Earthquake Dragon. When I do that, I have a trigger of the Earthquake Dragon from the Hammerhead Tyrant. I'm going to bounce Syr Konrad.
Okay, so in response, because I have priority, these are both happening on the same stack before ETB, right? So that's both a spell cast. Perfect.
Well, this is on cast, yeah.
So is the Reflections is also on cast. Whenever you cast the spell that chosen type,
whenever you cast, you make a copy of it.
Okay.
So you have 2 on the stack, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to...
I'm just doing it where the Tyrant goes first and then the Reflection after, because the cast is just... the Reflection is just a copy, so it doesn't double trigger. That's why I'm doing the bounce thing before the copy thing.
Yep.
I'm going to do 2 and 2 red for Return the Favor. I am going to be changing the ability of Hammerhead Tyrant to the Reflections.
It's opponent, so you wouldn't be able to. Because it says to a target non-land permanent and opponent controls. You can't change back to me because I'm not an opponent of myself.
Okay, so I'm doing both of these because I paid 2 and 2 red. So let's copy the target ability. So I'm getting a copy of it, and I'm choosing a new target for that. And I will choose the Reflections. And then I'm going to change the target to, is it just a non-land permanent? Let's do the enchantment instead that Syr Konrad has.
Great picks?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that gets bounced, and then the Reflections will get bounced with my copy of it. So I'm going to copy the bounce the Dragon Genesis. That's a good idea.
Okay, Draco Genesis, not the reflection. Got it.
Yeah, and because it's not going to change anything else. And then I'm going to change the target from Syr Konrad to the enchantment instead.
To this
so Syr Konrad will stay on the field. Yeah, that goes to your hand.
All right, I'm passing.
Draw for turn. I'm going to do Exotic Orchard. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and black for rejoin the fights. So, discarding a Gao for Feral Youth.
So was that a creature that you milled or that you discarded there?
It was. Yes, it was. So that triggers Konrad.
Okay, Konrad.
Yeah. I am milling a Soul Ring, a Lively Dirge, and Arcane Signet. Very unfortunate. But we'll go.
So
all the early game ramp is now gone.
Yeah. Abyssal Harvester, Gal, Feral Youth, Sabine, Master Monk, Maro, Raging Yeti, Shadow, Mysterious Assassin, Anger, don't look at that, don't pay attention to that, Bannon, Lock, Stago, and Realm, the Warring Triad, because it is a creature spell, and also I have enough for it to be a creature on the field. Go-Go, Mysterious Mine, Meteor Golem, which destroys a non-land permanent, Legate Lanius, Caesar's Ace, Ruin Grinder, and Palace Jailer. So let's see here. Scary things for me. Meteor Golem, destroy ETBs, destroy a non-land permanent opponent controls. Legate Lanius, each opponent sacks a 10th of their creatures rounded up. Every opponent who sacrifices a creature puts a 1/1 counter on Legate Lanius. Anger, if it's in my graveyard, everything is haste. Palace Jailer, and we're going to start with Blizzi. So you choose one, you vote for one, and that one will be returned to the field.
I vote for Anger. There's no point giving you more haste.
So the Anger has been chosen. Ferdinand, what would you like to choose?
Well, I will ask you first. If I return the Meteor Golem, what would you like to hit?
I'm gonna blow up the reflections.
Okay, we'll return the Meteor Golem.
Okay, and then Ureni, if you...
I'll do the one that says the 10th, because I think it's hilarious. And it'll make him sack as Konrad.
What's also funny is the Palace Jailer, where we introduce now into the Monarch, and it does the same thing.
Yeah, but I know you're not going to go after his Syr Konrad, so I'm not going to give you the choice. I'm going to make everyone sack 10th.
At this point, I will give you the choice. I will make you the deal if you want to choose what ETB effects target what, because I made the deal with Ferdinand for a thing that I do want.
I don't know. With the ability of him to cycle his thing, I just want the Syr Konrad going because he can just keep bringing back the reassembling skeleton.
Okay, so all of these will return. And then we are going to have Anger come in, Legate Lanius come in. Y'all will sack a 10th of your creatures, rounded up. And then Meteor Golem will come in and target the reflections of Lich Jara.
Okay. In response, I will tap for 2.
Mm-hmm.
I will return
Reassembling Skeleton
to the battlefield.
Oh, yeah, that's a Syr Konrad trigger.
And then I will sack the Reassembling Skeleton.
Then we take 1.
And then for the sack, Ureni, you'll also have to sack something.
I sacked the copy of the Earthquake.
Okay.
So we take 1.
That does go into the graveyard before it fizzles that check.
So is that a total of 4 that everybody takes?
No, 3.
What is the third? We have the Reassembling Skeleton, and then
so is the Reassembling Skeleton, the Earthquake, and then VNR doesn't have anything, so it would have only been 2 things. Unless it makes you sack as well.
Skeleton left his graveyard. And then they went in the graveyard.
Does the also make you stack?
The
reassembling, then the sack, the reassembling, then my so 3 or 2.
Okay.
Because you don't sack.
I don't sack.
Yeah, 3 because it leaves and then goes back.
Yeah, so
and then
only
mine.
2.
Yeah, 3. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, 3. Yeah.
I will go to combat, and I will send Anger at Ureni. 2/2 on the ground.
I will block with a 10/10 flying trample.
Woo!
Why would you do that?
Because at this point, we're dead frickin' Syr Konrad bouncing stuff back and forth, so...
So we also take one from Konrad again.
Oh yeah, we do, because it went to the battlefield. Okay, I will pass.
I'm here for the memes. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, we're here for a good time, not a long time.
Yeah,
That's
TG,
right.
you lost one, by the way.
The Pillsbury Doughboy is just going to kill us with cycling.
Let's play. We should be at even life total.
I took the 3, right?
We took the 3, and then when Anger died.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Anger died, too.
Let's go. Vito from the back line. Let's take it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
he's got a lot of mana.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
The reflections. The reflections is dead, by the way, with the meteor golem.
Oh, you blew up the reflection.
Yeah.
You blew up my Crucible of Worlds before I could play my Cabal coffers that milled out.
All right, I will tap this for 1, this for black, this for black. -1 from the Bone to Monument. I will cast a Klazot's Blood Letter. I will discard this for my cast spell. Then I will Cabal Coffers for 2 and gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gain 6. Tap this 2, so X equals 6. I will play Exsanguinate. So we'll deal 12 and I gain life equal that way to each player.
Oh, that takes it. You win.
Nope.
No, I'm dialing. Ferdinand's still alive. So you will take 12 and I win.
No, because if an opponent would lose life, we are losing life.
Yeah, no, he paid 6 into
6, yes. So you lost 12. You lost 12 and again 36.
Ooh.
Yeah, man, you had
nope,
it.
Nope. I don't know what you've got in your graveyard, but this is going to be funny. You guys ready?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I will
top deck
5.
was an Archfiend of Depravity.
We all exile creatures from our graveyard, and then we sacrifice all of the creatures on our battlefields, and then we return all of the creatures that we exiled onto the battlefield.
Sheesh.
So there would be the triggers for the things that were exiled out of your graveyard, and then the triggers of everything that get put into the graveyard.
Yep, that's correct.
Only one goes in graveyard, so I lose 1.
So I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Your commander.
6, 7.
Or if your commander has a partner.
8. I have 8 leave the graveyard.
So I take 8.
So you will take 8, 9.
9, sure.
And then Living Death will resolve. Konrad will go to the command zone.
So do I put stuff back, right?
Yeah, everything that you just exiled, you put back onto the graveyard or onto the battlefield.
I'll put Sagamenza. Whenever a creature opponent dies, I gain 3 life. Whenever someone discards a card, I gain 3 life. I play back the No Priest. Kukusho enters again. Cryptgast enters again, and then Sheoldred enters.
Okay. I have Mindrag Harpy enter. Reassembling Skeleton. I have Crypt Rats. I have Plague Crafter. I have Gorging Vulture, a Dusk Legion Zealot, a Grave Digger, and a Marauding Blight Priest.
All right.
Oh.
So what?
And then, I have a few ETBs. Dusk Legion Zealot will hit me for 1, and I'll draw a card.
Nice. And you
when you draw, you'd also lose off the trigger.
Yeah. These are all ETBs. Yeah,
and they will die because of this, because I will sacrifice Kukusho for your Plague Crafter. You'll deal 5 damage to you, unless you have a way to heal yourself.
When we go onto the stack, though, the bird... nope, that's not the thing.
No, it doesn't matter. So, I guess it matters how I order
how this goes. It really does.
So, on ETB, Gorging Vulture will trigger first. I'll mill myself for 4 and whiff. Yay.
Damn, that sucks.
And then Plague Crafter ETBs.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I will sack Plague Crafter.
Same
And
channel, I have sacrifice a creature, right?
you'll
Because you
sacrifice a creature.
I will sacrifice a crucial, deals 5 damage to every other opponent. That's what I mean.
And,
Like,
yep. That's fine.
It's over.
I'm cool with that. That was fun. Well, it lasted.
Thank you for sticking around till the end of the video. If you enjoy this content, please feel free to watch my Magic the Gathering playlist as shown on the left side of the screen. If you like this game and want to see more, please look at the right side of the screen and see the channel content creators that are also streaming this content. Please show them some love. Thank you and see you next time.